What's up, warriors? Welcome back to the Insane Warrior YouTube channel. Today's video has been requested for a long time. I've finally decided to do it. Today we're going to do our first tier list. Let's go right now. Okay, be sure you guys smash that like button. That's how this video gets out to the masses. This is how we get to get other people to see this video. So make sure you smash that like button if you like this video. Subscribe down below if you are new so you don't miss out on any of my future Rogue Company content. And hey, we're going to get right in it. By the way, the Warrior Army is building strong on twitch.tv/InsaneWarrior. We're getting big over there. And I hope you all decide that you want to hop over there. Also, I have the Discord. We have a great meme page for Rogue Company on my Discord. Be sure to check it out. The link is down below in the description. And here we go. Let's get in this tier list. Okay, before we get too deep in this, let's talk about the tiers. We have the top level. That's the S tier. Those are rogues that you will need to have on your team, regardless of offense, defense, map. All right, the A tier. The point of the A tier is this. These are your above average rogues. Expect these guys to be putting people down, but sometimes they are more for either map deciding or more map offense or defense. So they're really good rogues, but they're not quite S tier, but they're probably some of the best rogues still in the game. Alrighty, the B tier rogues. These are the rogues that we're going to look at, and they're going to be like your average rogues. You're going to see them be used in, all kinds of, mostly they'll be a specific side though, a side or offense or defense, sometimes map specific. Maybe there's maps that these rogues aren't good at. That's where these rogues are going to sit. Those are going to be your B tier type rogues. C tier, this is going to be your below average rogues. These will be your rogues that are absolutely map dependent, absolutely offense dependent, absolutely defense dependent, especially when it's just to a map. Like if a certain rogue is a good defensive rogue for this map, then that's what you're going to get. This is going to be your below average rogues. They can't be used everywhere, or you could beat your team at a disadvantage. And D tier, these are your unusable rogues. Unless you're just wanting to run around, have a good time, this is where these rogues are going to be. Normally don't have any place in the game. Maybe they need a buff. They're screaming for a buff to be able to be brought in the game. That's where these D tier rogues are going to be. All right, now that we've got this set up, let's get in it. All right, our first rogue, it was one of our newer rogues. We're going to go with Sigrid. Gets the C tier listing from me. Here's the reasons why. When you look at her guns, she has a D40C and she has an S12 tactical. The D40C is easily the weakest SMG in the game. Whenever she's at mid to long range, the D40C is not going to do the damage you need to see. Also, the S12 shotgun is one of the weaker shotguns in the game. So as far as her armament right off the bat, besides having the warrant pistol, she really doesn't have a great armament. Though she does have things like the adrenaline shot, the Semtex grenade, tenacity. Everything else on her is great. Well, just her armament has held her back. She's basically going to be needed for those games where you're going to be able to play close quarters and tight, using her shield, using her as probably a bomb planter or a bomb diffuser. So most of the time, Sigrid's not the one. I put her in the C tier, just slightly below average. Next one is Anvil. Anvil, I put in the B tier. The reason why is this. Now, looking at his armament, he's got the Arbitrator shotgun. That is probably one of the best shotguns in the game, especially if you can hit your shot. Also, the MLX Maul, which is his LMG. Great weapon. It can hit long, mid, and short range, though, and you don't have to reload the gun. 150 bullets right off the bat. Great weapon. Also carries the Executioner pistol, best pistol in the game. Arguably the best pistol in the game. C4 and trophies. He holds a great loadout to support his team. That is why he sits in the C tier. Also carries tenacity, headstrong with the armor, life drain. Helping hands. Has such a great loadout. You're seeing him a lot in the meta currently. They're using him, like I said, for the bomb retakes, for planting bombs. Also using him as area denial spots where they'll shield an area and use that to keep an enemy from potentially flaking through that way or being able to use that direction of progress. So that is Anvil making the B tier level. Now to the somewhat recently buffed Dima, and where does he end up on this tier list? Alright, Dima. So I put Dima in the B tier. He's got some good long-range weapons with the KA-30, with the Mamba. He also has the Executioner pistol, throwing axe, getting into his perks, life drain, bounce back, replenish, helping the nimble hands, I'm sorry. He has a good loadout. He is missing tenacity, so that kind of holds him back some. We still don't see him on every map, especially because when I'm talking about every map, guys, this is the comp scene. I study the comp scene a lot. I'm constantly watching comp scene players. We do see him in some scenarios, specifically where his MIRV launcher can be used and abused. Can definitely clear out an area. Though a new rogue that just entered Kestrel, in my opinion, does a little bit better job than what Dima does at the same thing. So that's where I put Dima right now. Dima is a B tier rogue. Alright, next. And this one's going to be a surprise to a lot of people. But Dallas, I'm putting him in the A tier. And listen, when I put this list together and I was reading through and deciding where I wanted to put each rogue, this was one I knew that I'd be considered controversial. Alright guys, with that devotion rifle, you're going to take down your enemies so quick, especially if you have team fire. The enemy's not going to know. With the new cloak being nerfed, now his ability can see anybody. You're seeing him a lot, used a lot in comp on a lot of maps, almost all maps, especially if you have Lancer potential, especially if you see a Ronin on the map now. Dallas is a big deal. Also, once he downs his enemies, he's now able to recharge and re-snap and find new enemies. This guy is a serious problem in the comp scene. He's been moved up to the A tier, and looking at his loadout with the EMP grenade, incendiary grenade, headstrong, replenish, bounce back. How do you not have this guy in the A tier, guys? And the HRM 30KS is not a bad weapon either for those that struggle with the devotion. But for him to be A tier, in my opinion, this is the devotion Dallas, and that is where he belongs. A tier. If you guys disagree, make sure to leave me a comment. Tell me why. Why does Dallas not belong in this A tier? Because I'm telling you guys, if you guys gave him a little bit more of a chance, really worked on honing your aim, you'd realize Dallas is A tier worthy. Alright, now we're going to do Talon. And Talon also is going to land in the A tier. Alright, let's dive into Talon. Talon has the LMPX for the short range maps, has the D3D Deadeye for the long range maps, and I'm telling you, if you guys haven't already seen my video, in my opinion, the Deadeye is now the best gun in the game. With its buff, with the MXR nerf, this gun is a big thing. Also, his Talon Dart, being able to use to find enemies with that. C4, incendiary grenades, tenacity, life drain, tracker rounds. This guy is the whole deal, Holyfield. I'm telling you, this guy belongs in the A tier. I started using Talon on the new patch, and I wasn't sure what I was going to find, what I was going to expect. I've always been a huge LMPX guy. As soon as I found the Deadeye and I started playing around with it, I realized how big this gun is, and I honestly feel like the Deadeyes, for me, is what moved Talon into the A tier. Alright, now let's get into Trench and start talking about this MXR and what to expect out of it. Alright, the MXR and Trench have really took a big hit on this patch. The MXR got nerfed. Trench now no longer has this huge, massive barbed wire field. He now has like 2 small barbed wire fields that go with him. You've definitely no longer seeing him in the comp scene because people are able to figure out jumping over the barbed wire. You can basically get right out of it. So his barbed wire is actually not even effective anymore. The best thing about him is the MXR and the active protection system, aka the trophy system. That's the best things he's got going for him, and that's not enough in my mind to put him very high up on this list. So Trench is going to end up on the B tier. He is, in my opinion, just below average. I think this nerf really hurt him. With only having tear gas as well. He does have a lot of help with supporting as far as the helping hands, but I'm telling you guys, Trench really took a big hit. We are not really seeing him on the comp scene anymore, and it's kind of unfortunate. I really enjoyed playing Trench, but that is what it is. The balance did push him back a little bit, and the one thing that with the barbed wire is, yes, you can no longer melee it and destroy it, but if somebody can just hop over it, what's the point, you know? It's basically non-existent. We don't really see Trench being able to do what he used to do, and that's why he landed in B tier. Alrighty, let's get into some fun things. Glitch. Now, Glitch, in my opinion, man, I love Glitch so much, and he only needs a little bit of a buff, in my opinion, to make him A tier worthy. But today, Glitch, one of my favorite rogues, lands in the B tier. I mean, look at his loadout. He has the SKL6 shotgun. That thing is a beast. One-shot hitter. The LMPX, my favorite SMG. Another, I mean, looking at his loadout, the Executioner pistol, flashbangs, which is, we're still, in, majoritively speaking, a flashbang type of meta. Semtex grenade, tenacity, headstrong, tracker rounds, nibble hands. I'm just telling you guys, he's a whole package. But the one thing that holds Glitch back is his hack ability. And this is why you can't find him on every map. It really is. If he didn't have, if his hack ability worked quickly, could be canceled in the middle of it, or still be used as a radar after he actually hacked something, we would see him more often. But Glitch is just not showing up. I thought maybe with the trench melee being taken away for the barbed wire, maybe Glitch would show up, but now figuring out that you can just hop over it. Of course, Glitch still doesn't have a real home in this meta. Every once in a while, you'll see him on maps like Vice. I see Cannibal's team using him. Well, they'll run Glitch to try to get rid of the Anvil shield. And but otherwise, no, Glitch does not really make a big dent in this game. You don't really see him very much used by the comp teams. So, sorry, Glitch. You may be my favorite, but you're going to end up in the B tier. All right, next, we're going to hop in and we're going to throw in Fixer. And I think y'all know where we're going here. This guy goes straight to the top. He makes it to the S tier. And why not? This guy just got banned from the comp scene because he's too strong of a rogue. His tier rifle did take a hit in the ranged category, but still, with being able to see through smoke, and now the Deadeye has been buffed, Fixer's still a beast. You guys cannot not use Fixer. He's such a good rogue. Great perks with the C4 as well. With the perks, he has Headstrong, Life Drain, Bounce Back, Helping Hands, Shredder Rounds. You know the deal. We've all dealt with an annoying Fixer that just pops our heads or just annoying through the smoke. And that's why this Fixer makes it to the S tier. Alright, the other one, we're going to go through a few S tiers here, guys. And this one joining the S tier is Vi. And in all honesty, how does Vi not be S tier? She's been S tier for at least 2 patches now, 2 updates, with her Nightshade being the perfect balance between an AR and an SMG, Executioner pistol, Tear Gas, Insane Grenade, back into her perks, which makes her huge, her Tenacity, her Helping Hands, Replenish, Tracker Rounds. She's the whole package, guys. And with her Vile Poison being overthrown and be used for area denial, basically a better version of Trench, and enemies take damage. On top of that, they take damage and you gain health. How do you not put Vi up high on this list? Of course, on the very top, the S tier. You can use her in any situation: offense, defense, Vice, High Castle, Icarus, Windward. It doesn't matter where we go, Vi has a place in this game. But Vi, S tier. I know pretty much everybody can agree with this one. I don't expect much disappointment in the comments about this. Alright, so everybody, we saw what happened to Trench. Now, what happened to Dahlia, the other MXR user? Did she stay in the S tier? Yes, she did. And how does she not stay in the S tier? Yes, the MXR did get nerfed, but for her, it wasn't such a big deal. She does have the MXR. Her objection is starting to be used more and more. It is a great SMG. Not the best, but it's pretty good. Also, with Danger Close, where she links to an ally, being able to heal nearby ally that is down, only having to be 30 meters in range to that ally. They get up quicker than what a Saint drone does. Also, gaining the ally's passive, which there's only one rogue that doesn't make sense to, and that is Vi, because you do not acquire health from the Vile Poison damage that people take when you're Dahlia. But everybody else, in some way or another, for the most part, you do gain something. Whether that's like with Scorch, I like to link with Scorches because then I can run through fire. I like to link with Kestrels because then I get more money, and that really makes a big deal for Dahlia. You see Dahlia in every scenario, offense, defense, doesn't matter the map. Dahlia is an S tier type rogue, and you expect to see her in nearly every match you play. Alright, so we went on the S tier train for a while. Let's get back in some other rogues. This time we're going to land with Chalk, and Chalk's going to end up in the B tier today. So the reason why I put Chalk in the B tier is this. D40C, like I've said in the past, not a great weapon. The SKL6 is a great shotgun. Spitfire pistol is pretty good. Flashbang, of course, is part of the meta, so that helps bring him a lot of strength. Also, the ability of being able to revive. His perks are okay with Life Drain, with Replenish, with Helping Hands. But he's still very situational because he's limited on his armament. With a shotgun and a D40C and a Spitfire, you're not hitting the long-range shots with those weapons. You're going to have to be in close. You're going to have to be in a map like Red Hallway of Lockdown. That's where I like to use Chalk a lot. Or scenarios like that where you know that you're not going to have to be in a ranged fight. As soon as you start putting Chalk in a ranged fight, all of a sudden he becomes a lot less effective. You're not seeing him used on every map anymore. You're not seeing him used. You're only seeing him specifically. I think he needs a slight buff. Potentially in his armament is really the only spot where I see a buff. But otherwise, that's why I put Chalk in the B tier. Alright, Ronin. This is a very good character to play in this game. Probably the best character to use as a first-time player in the game. But Ronin, I put her in the A tier. She has great armament with the KA-30. Being a very... I mean, it's probably the worst AR in the game, but still it's not a bad rifle, technically speaking. The SLC is where she shines with that close-in range SMG, though I've been able to fight people off before at distance, though you're not dealing a lot of damage. At least you're kind of popping them in the face, you're causing damage to them. They're freaking out. She has a smoke grenade, has a frag grenade. Also tenacity. That is a huge perk you see whenever the S tiers are here. A lot of the S tier type rogues have tenacity. You also have replenish, tracking rounds, swift hands. I mean, she's a very good rogue. She's basically, her and Lancer have the same, maneuvers. Basically, they're slow flanks with her ability underground, which avoids detection on enemy radar. So like a Talon dart does not pick up Ronin very easily. And you're starting to see Ronin used a lot more in the comp scene because now Lancer got a slight nerf. Talon dart's now going to be able to pick up Lancer. So now we're starting to see Ronin as the next person being used, even though Lancer is still very much used. But Ronin, in my opinion, is the better flanker at this point. Her ballistic knife is huge, being able to use that as a one-hit kill. And then you also have your sword, also a one-hit kill. Ronin belongs in the A tier, and I don't even consider that I'd be surprised if anybody argues this one. Ronin's a great rogue. And if you're a first-time player, I consider using Ronin to learn this game and to continue to get better at it. All right, everybody, so the rogue that everybody loves to hate, Lancer. All right, so Lancer. I put Lancer in the B tier. Man, to me, this was a very, very hard one, too, making this tier list. I floated A and B, but we were just not seeing her used as much as we did in the past. The right kind of Lancer player knows how to use her and become A tier level, but the majority of Lancer players are still in the B tier, where she's very much average. Her 240S is not the best SMG in the game. You basically have to have a drop. If you get in a straight-up fight with any weapon nearly in this game with the 240S, or 24S, I'm sorry, you're not going to win. That is why Lancer is a B tier rogue. Her perks are okay. We have Life Drain, of course. We have the tracking rounds. We have Helping Hands. She has a Simtex grenade, a smoke grenade. But her shotgun's very, very low tier level shotgun. So, my opinion, putting everything together, watching the comp scene, watching all her armament, her perks. She's a B tier level rogue, but I mean, at times you get the right guy, I mean, it's an A tier, but I personally, I put her in the B tier. That's where I think she belongs at this time, and I think that's an okay spot for Lancer. And I'm not saying she needs a buff. I mean, being at average, I think is a perfect spot for Lancer. I think that's the spot where she belongs, where she can be used for flanking on certain maps. I don't think giving her any kind of buff would likely push her to S tier and skip A tier, because she's the ability is very effective. That is why she's A level. If you really look at her armament is actually like C level. But she's such a good rogue with her ability. That is why she belongs in the B level, and that's where I'm placing her. Go ahead, put it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Where did Lancer land for you? And let's go ahead. Let's get on our next one. And the next rogue is Scorch. All right, now looking at Scorch's armament, you're gonna say Insane Warrior. Listen, you knocked Chalk. You put Chalk in the B tier, and whenever Scorch has a very short range type of armament, you're going to put her in the S tier, because that's where I put her. She's S tier. And that's right. But it all comes down to one thing. It's the ability. Okay, the ability, yes, Chalk has Revive, and I'm not discrediting Revive. It's great. Even overpowering for our dual push is great. But with her being able to go through the fire, people incenting a site, her going in, disarming the bomb, is a huge part of this game. She also has Incendiary Grenade, so she throws the incense down, can run through it, kind of use that almost as like a cover, as people not being able to necessarily see her very well, jump through the fire, destroy the enemy. Also, she has the Arbitrator Shotgun. This is a huge thing. We've been seeing this a lot. Arbitrator Shotgun with Replenish, so she'll never have to reload that weapon as long as she's getting a down out of it. So huge key. The SLC is the best SMG in the game. The A3 Salvo pistol is amazing. Has tenacity, like I said already. Replenish, headstrong, great rogue. I recently had a 1v4 with this rogue. This is before I even did the tier list. Or I'm sorry, this is after I did the tier list. I'd already put Scorch in the S level. But I did a 1v4 with this rogue. Unfortunately, the armor repair did kind of bite me in the foot, and I did not defuse the bomb. It blew me up, but a lot of pain there. But anyway, Scorch belongs on the S tier. Being able to defuse a bomb through fire, being able to do the things that she does, she's a great rogue, one of the best rogues in the game, and I think continue to see her being S tier for the foreseeable future as well. All right, so with Phantom's buff, did she make it to S tier? She did not. I put her in the A tier. Here's the thing. I think Phantom has the most potential out of all of the rogues we got today. I'm telling you, I think with her having the Nightshade, she's very good. She can be used in a lot of scenarios. I would like to see a team do something real crazy and cheeky, do something with a Nightshade for a lot of rounds, and then though wouldn't be efficient necessarily with your money, buy the sniper for the last round. That way you have the team running out in the open expecting that it's just a Nightshade, and then pop goes the weasel, there goes the head. So besides Phantom having her sniper, she now, of course, like I've already mentioned, has the Nightshade. She has the throwing axe, a frag grenade. Her sticky sensor is huge. We're seeing it used a lot more recently. Her perks are very mediocre. That's what keeps her out of the S tier, though her passive is Grievous Wounding. In my opinion, we don't see Grievous Wounding really doing a whole lot in comp play. When people die, they die quick. Whenever they're healing, they have time to heal. So in my opinion, her passive's not doing enough to push her into S tier, but I do believe she is A tier with potential to move into S tier as we continue to see the comp scene grow. Whenever I used her with Nightshade, I just thought it was very mediocre. I was kind of surprised how mediocre I found it. I didn't expect to think that. I expected to really feel like, wow, this is a very powerful rogue. And I think she is a powerful rogue, don't get me wrong, but I just think she's A tier. I don't think she's made it to the S tier yet. Alright. I'm sure everybody's noticed I've left this one out for a while. There's 2 rogues left. We're going to go ahead and go with Saint first. And in my opinion, Saint is in the B tier. Average rogue. Now, I've seen a lot of people using Saint now. And I'm not saying that Saint's not a bad rogue. In my opinion, before, he was possibly D tier before this last patch. So to move him up to B tier, in my opinion, was a huge, huge upgrade. I think he's used a lot more. I think the M4 now without the scope is a great weapon. The Mamba's a great weapon. Has the Executioner pistol. Great pistol. Has C4 now. That was a huge, huge thing. Now he can actually protect himself. I didn't think the trip mines were really working. I'm happy that Rogue Company and Hi-Res Studios noticed it wasn't really working. They went ahead and pulled that out, gave him the C4. Tracker rounds, headstrong, bounce back, helping hands. Great, great support rogue. I do feel like Dahlia is better at this job, though, because Dahlia can protect herself and kill people, basically. Saint can do that, too. It's just a little bit harder. Also, her res time is faster. The one benefit he has is he can res anybody on the team, of course. Dahlia's link is only to that one person. She can hand res anybody, but the Dahlia link is only to one person. So, pros and cons, in my opinion. I think Dahlia's the better rogue at this moment for this scenario. And though I'm happy with what the state of Saint is, I think he's a great rogue. We are going to see him in situations and certain maps, but he's not quite S tier level yet. And I'm sure you guys have all noticed I've left this rogue for last, and it was all planned. That was the plan. But Kestrel, she's S tier level rogue. So I was afraid that she was like the new Corvette. She came in, you bought it, you're driving down the road, you're tearing everything up. You know, you pull up next to the Mustangs, pull up next to all these nice cars, and you destroy them, drag racing off the light. But then whenever the Lambo shows up, of course, you got leveled. That Lambo is better, but that is not what I think is the case here. I think Kestrel is an S tier level rogue. Her Riptide, though it doesn't look like it, has a very, very powerful punch to it. It is a very good weapon. The Night SMG, I don't agree with that one. I don't love the Night SMG. The P12K is an okay pistol. Her throwing knife, the cookery, I think it's okay. I don't mind it too much. The adrenaline shot is very beneficial, of course, being able to stim yourself to get health and speed. The bounce grenade was my biggest thing I was nervous about, and being able to bounce it around the corners was amazing. I did enjoy that. Also, her perks, the resupply perk is huge. It is very nice to be able to pick that up, get another grenade, get another stim shot, helping hands, aim down sight, movement, cancel, like where you can move, look down sights. Her perks aren't amazing. They're good. Don't get me wrong. They ain't amazing. What makes her amazing is these two things: the Halo drones and her Legends contract. The Halo drones, using that as an offensive spot, being able to launch the Halo drones, blow up what's behind cover. Potentially, what I like to do is I'll shoot the Halo drones behind someone. I'll charge in front of them. If they have to back up, they're going to eat my Halo drones. The Halo drones can take out enemies while, like, if I get knocked, they'll get taken out. Also, the Legends contract, getting the extra $1,000 per down. Huge. Dahlia link into that. These two rogues together are a problem. I love Kestrel. She's probably my favorite rogue at the moment. I love playing with her. Her ability is amazing. Her Legends contract, like I already said, is amazing. And that is why she lands in the S tier level rogues. You can use her on any map, any situation. She'll never let you down. With her ability, with her Legends contract, she's an amazing rogue. And I'm happy that we have it. And she's a great S tier level rogue. Can be used any map, any situation. So let me know now what you guys agreed with, what you disagree with. Did you guys not like where I put Lancer? Do you think I put somebody else a little too high? Let me know down in the comments below. If, like I said, if you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button. And hope you guys all have a good day. You guys are the building blocks, the foundation, the cornerstone of this community. And I want you guys to all play hard and have fun. See you guys later.